Starting off with the little Devon lift right here. Yeah, it's getting too easy now. It's only 73 pounds. About to discuss the upcoming super match lineup that we got at Unkaged Arm Wars 2, coming at you fast at the Kage Gym in Mundelein. Alright, let me get comfortable here. Yeah, I'm going to do my best to make this video as short as possible, but give you some good insight, at least from me, my opinions. So first, we got Jake Scott, number 8, versus Wilbur Jenkins at the 220 right-hand division. I think this is going to be an interesting match. Jake says he's going to be the strongest he's ever been May 5th. And I know Wilbur, I also know him as Ben. He's been training hard. He's been doing a lot of training with Edward and his team down there, Sunday mornings. So should be interesting. I think Ben's going to have his work cut out for him. And I know Jake's not too thrilled about losing his last super match. So I know that probably sparked the fire in him. So I am going to go with Jake in this one. But, you know, that's all right. That's just the way it is. Jeremy Welsh, number 2, versus Jacob Lures, number 7, 198 left hand. So I did finally get to see Jeremy arm wrestle at the mega practice held by State Line Arm Wrestling in Cal Thunder. I think that was February 18th. So he went up against Scott Fosen, who's a strong competitor, and Scott did get the best of him. But I'm going to go with Jeremy in this one. I think Jacob's got strong ability, you know, he's got skills. He might be a little too new quite yet to beat Jeremy. I think they're on the same team though, so they might already have an idea of how that match is going to go, but maybe I don't, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll find out. So now we got Bryce Stauffer versus Bruno Sesasula. This is going to be a good one, I think. I think they go back and forth usually. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to go with Bryce in this one, though. I know he's been training hard. I'm sure Bruno has too. None to take away from Bruno's training, but I'm going to go with Bryce. So now we got Bryson O versus Tony D. I apologize. I just don't want to chop any last names right now, but let me try it anyways. Bryson Oleg Hofflin versus Tony DeHotis. I'm probably wrong. But Bryson, never seen him pull in person, but I do follow him on Facebook. He just said he hit a PR on bench 305 for reps. I know some people might say, well, bench doesn't really matter because we're pulling versus pushing, but I'm going to go with Bryson on this one. Scott Fosen versus Brian Martinez de Lectora, 220 left hand. It's going to be a great left-handed match. I know a lot of people on Facebook, well, maybe not a lot. I did see one comment saying, you know, Brian's going to humble Scott. We shall find out. My pick, I'm going to go with Scott on this one. I'm going to go with Scott. He just beat Tim Lewis, who's considered the gatekeeper. At least that's a nickname he's been given. Kind of like the gatekeeper, I'm assuming, to making it to truly calling yourself a professional arm wrestler. Because Tim Lewis, he's a strong cat, and Scott beat him. So, you know, Brian's going to come in hot, no doubt about it. He's not just going to say, oh, you know, he beat Tim, so I'm scared. I know he's working hard too, so they're on the same team as well. So, you know, it's going to be a good one. But I'm going Scott. And now we got Tony DeHotis again versus Cameron O'Brien, right hand, in the 176 division. I'm going to go with Tony on this one. I think Tony's going to get in there. He's going to sneak onto the rankings for that category, that weight division. Cameron, nothing to take away from Cameron, of course. I also just think Cameron is, you know, he's a newer puller as well. Maybe like newer to the open pro division. So we shall see. But I'm going with Tony. Now we got Alex Maynard versus Christian Sexton, who's number 10 in the 176 right hand division. Now Christian's been training hard. He's been hitting a lot of practices. You know, he's showing us online what he's doing, and it's looking good. You know what I'm saying? And Alex, I pulled him. He's actually beat me. So I'm going to go with Alex on this one. I think Alex is going to get in there and beat Christian. Cal Brooks, number 5, versus Stephen Daniels at the 242 plus right hand division. I'm going to go with Steven Daniels on this one. I believe Steven's a Wisconsin puller, so appreciate you coming down to Illinois, my man. And I think he's going to take the win. So we got Josh Drogos next versus Corby J at the 154 right-hand division. I've never seen Corby J arm wrestle and don't know too much about him. And I know Josh has been putting in work, and I've arm wrestled him before. He's strong for his size, so I'm going to go with Josh on that one. And now we got Antonio Ivanoski versus Jiao Hao Pan in the 176 division. And Antonio's number 7 and Jiao is number 6. And if I pronounced that wrong, again, my apologies. When I meet you in person, I'll figure out the true pronunciation of everyone's name so I can be better in my next videos. But for now, I'm going to go with Antonio. I'm going to go with Antonio on this one. Plain and simple. Prove me wrong. So now we got Wilbur Jenkins. He's going against Nick Belloc for the 9th spot in the 220 left-hand division. I know Nick is a strong competitor, and I know Wilbur it's actually going to be his first event, I believe. So, but I'm gonna choose Ben in this one. I'm gonna take Ben on this one. Let's see. Prove me wrong, Nick, but I think Ben takes it. He's a big guy, and he's been working hard himself. I know Nick has too, no doubt about it. You know, I keep saying these people are working hard. It's not to take away from their competitors. I know everyone's working hard. That's the point in this. That's why I like to host these events, so we can put our hard work to the test, see what's really going on. And now we got our next one. We got 14 matches total. This is going to be Antonio Ivanoski versus Alex Maynard. So it looks like they're both going left and right, different competitors though. Alex, I'm going to go with Alex. I know he's not ranked right now in this left-handed, but I think he's going to get on there. Once again, like I said, he's beaten me before, and he's a strong cat. He's a strong dude, so I'm going with Alex. Next, this is going to be a good one. Zach Christensen versus George Ochoa. It's going to be a good one. They're both strong competitors. I really don't even know who to choose on this one, you know, because they're both strong. And personally, again, just relating my own personal experience with them, I have not beat either one of them when it mattered. I think I might have beat Zach a long time ago, but then he destroyed me every other time, right hand. So tough decision. I'm gonna go with George. You know, I'm gonna go with George. Prove me wrong, Zach. And then the last super match of the night is Ole Osman, number 9, versus Chandler Watson, number 6, in the right-hand division 220 class. This is going to be my toughest match in my super match career, I believe, defending the number 6 spot in Illinois for that division. He came to my last practice and at the Kage gym, and it is what it is. He's stronger than me. But I told him I'm going to work to get stronger, and he said so is he, because I don't want to just go out there and get, you know, annihilated. I want to at least give him a challenge. I do know he reached out to a few other competitors in that weight division and got no response, so I accepted the challenge, and it's going to be a challenge for sure. So with that being said, those are my takes. Just go down the list one more time. First, Jake Scott versus Wilbur Jenkins. I got Scott. Jeremy Wells versus Jacob. I got Jeremy. Bryce Stauffer versus Bruno. I got Bryce. Bryson versus Tony. I got Bryson. Scott versus Brian. I got Scott. Anthony versus Cameron. I got Anthony. Alex versus Christian. I'm taking Alex. Kel versus Steven. I'm taking Steven. Josh versus Corby. I'm taking Josh. Antonio versus Yao. I'm taking Antonio. Wilbur versus Nick. I'm taking Wilbur. Antonio versus Alex. I'm taking Alex. Zach versus George. I'm taking George. And Ole versus Chandler. And I don't want to bet against myself, so we'll see. Never give up.